Okay, so let's just go back for a moment and review what I just said to you, okay? What you're doing is you're making observations about the climate of Greece, Syria, Texas, and Georgia. Crete is an island off of the coast of Greece, okay? It's a small island. So all of these places share that line that I referred to in the map above. And just like I said, that line, all of these places are the exact same distance, or in terms of latitude and longitude, all of these places are 35 degrees north of the widest circumference of the Earth, which is the equator. This is the hottest point on Earth's surface because it does, as it rotates around its axis, always have the most exposure to the sun. So do you see, by making observations of each of these places, do they tend to have warm climates? Do they tend to be have a lot of precipitation, or do those things vary? The only question I want to ask you is, why do you think they have similarities? Why do you think that they're different? Well, do you think that how far a place is from the equator is the only variable that determines what its climate looks like? No. There might be different geographic features. If you're in a desert, or if you live on a mountain range, or if you live on the coast of a major lake or body of water. So those things also play a role. So I'm not going into each resource with you, but when you look at the differences and similarities between the climates that each of these places have, you're only asked to identify possible reasons, okay? So number 2 is just an extension. Do you think that these similarities or differences have anything to do with that latitude line, the 35th parallel? So what did I just share with you? All of these countries lie on the 35th parallel. They're all the same distance from the equator. So you have to consider this is the warmest place on Earth. These are all the same distance. Do you think that has something to do with why these places might have a similar climate? I think so. As far as your arguments for anything else, why might they have a different climate? Why might, what variables or other factors might influence the reason that they are similar? Those things exist, okay? Georgia's pretty close to bodies of water. Parts of Texas are pretty close to a major body of water. Crete is very much immersed and surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea. So those things are extremely important for you to consider, but consider these questions, your opinion and perspective, and using judgment and reason, okay? So hopefully my instruction talking about the equator as a line of latitude and how the 35th parallel marks a specific distance from that equator. All of these places share that. Can you make judgments about how that influences how similar they are in climate? Okay. Please email me if you have any questions about that, guys. Thanks.